I have no memory of buying these. I bought some, but I didn't realize I bought so many.
I have a problem, and that is basically buying GPUs when I don't have the power and I don't have the space.
I don't even know where half these graphics cards keep coming in. I come home from work one day and it's like, my wife's, here's 3 more graphics cards, here's 5 more graphics cards, here's 2 more graphics cards. And I'm like, oh God. I have the money for it. That's not the problem. The problem is they just keep coming. Just keep coming. Just keep coming. Just keep coming.
Hey guys, it's Matt from Upsilon Mining coming back at you with a, I guess you can call it satirical video, but also a really, I guess it could be considered a serious video and or problem, just like I guess most things can become a problem. I mean, you can become addicted to jelly beans, and jelly beans are awesome, right? Or you can be addicted to watching Grey's Anatomy, arguably. I mean, some people think that's a good show or whatnot, but I mean, GPU mining is addictive, and I don't like to say that I have a problem, but isn't that one of the reasons, isn't that one of the things that most people who have an addiction, they don't believe that they have a problem? But let's just take a look. Oh, first off, I want to give a shout out to my boys over there, DJ Mines, Red Fox Crypto, and Red Panda. You guys are awesome. I follow all your channels. I hope you guys like that intro, but it kind of shows that this is a kind of a common theme. And this rig here is one that I literally built on a whim, and it's kind of part of like why I bought literally 1660 Ti's in the last couple days to add to the farm, including this 12 GPU mining rig. And it's like a compulsive issue almost, like where I'm hunting around for deals on Kijiji or on Facebook Messenger. I'm just like always looking for things. I'm laying in bed, you're on the toilet. I mean, everywhere, man. Like you're like, man, is there a deal? Is there a deal? And let's just look, and this is the result of it all. There's that. I have rigs in my kitchen. I got like tools and stuff everywhere laying around, wires. I got GPU wires. Like my whole house has become like a Geek Squad, workbench almost. I mean, I went and bought 5 computers to harvest the GPUs out on the Alienware computers. I mean, it was a good deal at the time. I have an endlessly growing tower of GPU boxes down here. It's like the wall of GPU boxes. And obviously I got the farm down here, which is running at 4.2 gigahash now. So much so that I actually tripped the breaker a couple days ago. I tripped the breaker a couple days ago on my house when I was trying to dry clothes at the same time. I had to get a server case, and that was awesome for the review and everything, but I mean, I don't know, guys. This almost seems like a problem. This is a home gym too, but slowly converting it into a mining room. I might turn that into a YouTube studio at some point, depending on how well it goes, and just hit up the local gym. But I mean, like, what do you guys think? I mean, look at all this. Like, it's ridiculous. I mean, I got the boxes here to like almost like a trophy of the addiction, and like everyone, all you other YouTubers, I mean, just check out their videos. They all have piles and piles of boxes. I mean, like, it's almost like a trophy of like, look what I've done. Like, look at the boxes I've got. I mean, yes, we could use it to resell, but like, I mean, most serious miners, I mean, a lot of us aren't willing to want to sell the GPUs, including myself. I mean, I want to keep my GPUs. I'm not planning on selling them. I mean, I believe in proof of work. Even though I'm still new to the scene, I'm like, man, I love the concept of decentralized cryptocurrency, and I love proof of work. I love screwing around, messing around with the hardware and tinkering with physical devices and just kind of getting this stuff to work. But like, I don't know, guys. Let's maybe like hop on the computer for a second. Let's talk real quick, and let's go over like some signs of addiction. All right, let's go. Hold the phone. Just as I was about to head over to the computer, I'm getting an endless supply of packages. Oh, what could it be? Do you think it's something responsible? Let's open it up. Okay, obviously I have a problem. Yo, what's up guys? I'm back here on the computer. Okay, cool. So let's talk a little bit about, addiction, and is this really an addiction, or is it just an addiction to make more money? Like, do you just want to make more money? And I mean, what are the overlapping similarities with things like substance abuse, right? I mean, I know it's kind of crazy if you're trying to compare GPU mining to crack cocaine, but I mean, let's think about it for a second. Like, what is an addiction? So the first thing I did here was let's just look up the definition of addiction, like straight up on Google. Okay, so it's defined as a noun, the fact or condition of being addicted to a particular substance, thing, or activity. He committed the theft to finance his drug addiction. So, takeaway from that statement, guys: do not commit theft to finance your GPU buying addiction. I'm just joking. Don't steal from your mom to buy your GPUs. All right, it's just not cool. Yeah. So let's see. Addiction. It's interesting how I hate it when they use the same word to describe a word. Like, it's like being addicted is an addiction, whatever. So it's some sort of obviously some sort of dependence upon something, right? And it could be like an activity, it could be some sort of substance, right? But I think, oh, here we go. Addiction is a neurophysiological disorder characterized by persistent use of a drug, fill in GPUs, despite substantial harm and adverse consequences. Repetitive drug use often alters brain function in ways that perpetuate craving and undermine self-control. Okay, so now what is making crypto miners so obsessed with wanting to buy GPUs? I mean, logically, I think it's the same as a business investment, right? I mean, if you are addicted to success, baby, I think it's the same kind of thing, right? So like, you want to like, oh man, I'm gonna grow this business to the mountaintop, man. We're just gonna go all in, balls to the walls, right? So we're gonna like buy all this equipment, purchase buildings, hire people, invest in R&D, because this is gonna come back tenfold, right? But obviously there's inherent risk to this, right? Just like there's inherent risk to shooting out heroin or cocaine, right? I mean, you could get a couple good highs, but if you stick to it too long, and there could be detriment to yourself, right? So, I mean, when it comes to GPU mining, you have to think of it as a calculated risk. That's my opinion on it. Now, humans are emotional creatures, right? So, obviously, when you think you can buy a GPU, like when I think of crypto mining, I do mine as a business, and I'm going to be doing all the taxes as a business as well, as part of the software development side as well. But essentially, I think of GPUs as little miniature workers. I mean, hence why are they called workers in HiveOS, right? A worker is just some entity or being or person in some cases which performs a duty that generates value, right? It generates value. So what could that value be? That value could be helping customers, which gets more business, or in the case of crypto mining, it's it's performing gazillions of calculations a second and hashes and finding blocks, right? Which will pay you in Ethereum, right? Or whatever crypto you're mining, right? So I think of them as little like workers or little employees, right? So to me, it's like, okay, so I'm gonna invest my money and my time and energy into this employee or this GPU. So the time, not only the money to go and buy that GPU, but then your time to overclock it, your ongoing maintenance of that time. Just like an employee, you got to keep them well trained. You got to bring them up to speed. You got to onboard them. You got to handle them. If they're sick, you got to help take care of them. If they don't show up for work one day, you got to do something about that. Like if they're inefficient workers, you get rid of them, right? I mean, in a nice way. I mean, GPUs are humans and have feelings too, right? But yeah, so man, to me, it's just like I want to buy more and more and more and more as long as I can afford it. And I make fairly decent money in my day job as a software developer, so I can afford to buy these GPUs. The question is, should I have bought all these GPUs? I guess that's not really something you know with an investment up front, right? Considering I've only been doing this for like 4 or 5 months. I think most people will find out an ROI or realize an ROI within 2 to 3 years or sooner. And that's typical with most businesses. Most businesses don't ROI for the first 5 years. I mean, you're basically operating in the negative. So I mean, if you buy a GPU for $1,000 today and you're completely paid it off by next year, you're already ahead. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you're already at zero if you just make enough to sell the GPU and make up the difference, and you got all your money back. So it's actually less than pay off the whole card, in my opinion. But that being said, it's like you don't know till later on, right? So I think when it comes to GPU buying and GPU modding addiction, do not spend more than you can't afford. So like, don't be going and spending your money that you're going to use on your rent to buy a pile of GPUs, and then you can't pay your rent. That becomes a problem, right? Just like if you have an addiction to gummy bears or something, you eat too many gummy bears and you start, developing type 2 diabetes. I mean, like, dude, stop on the freaking gummy bears, man. That's enough. It's like if you push it too far, like you start just feeling the adverse effects. And I'm starting to feel the squeeze now a little bit of buying all these GPUs, with not only the power kind of running low in the house, but like also just like, man, like maybe I shouldn't be spending all this money now. I mean, I spent a lot in a very short period of time. So I don't know. I mean, it's like you see these deals, and especially around now, like, guys, the GPU prices are dropping. Like, they're literally dropping across the board, and we're talking like significant drops across all GPU models, right? 30 series, even older series, like the 1660 Ti's I got for $399 Canadian dollars, which is pretty good. And that's just over $300 in US dollars, roughly, for 1660 Ti's. And these are great GPUs, by the way. I'll do a video on that. But yeah, let's just take a look at this one. So there's actually something called the 4 C's of addiction. C's, not as in like the letter C, not like sail on the open sea. The C of addiction. C of GPU addiction. No. Okay. As a concept, the 4 C's of addiction was created to distill the disease of addiction to its most fundamental parts, which are compulsion, check, cravings, oh, gotta get those GPUs, craving, consequence, man, I spent too much on this GPU, I got scalped, and control. I don't know why my credit card's maxed out, I'm sorry. Sorry, honey, we're not eating this week. Okay, they have become a useful way to accurately describe or even identify addiction. For example, you know that someone has an addiction when they have a compulsive drug-seeking behavior. Just replace the word drug with the GPU. You know someone has an addiction when they have a compulsive GPU buying behavior. They have GPU cravings, continue using GPUs in spite of the negative consequences. Oh man, like ETH is going down soon, right? I mean, who knows? Maybe it's when they end either Q1 2023. Let's go. Screw 2022. We need another year. We just need another year, guys. Have lost control of their GPU use, and as a result, unable to cut back or stop using. We're in it too far, guys. We're ride or die at this point, man. Yeah, like totally. Like, you spend all this money on the rigs, the motherboards, all the components, wires. I mean, the Amazon guy starts knowing you by first name. They're like, oh, you again? Okay, you're buying more wires? Okay, cool. What are these yellow wires you're buying? When all 4 C's are present, a person is considered to have an addiction or a GPU use disorder. Consequently, they'll need professional addiction treatment to recover. I don't know. Maybe we need a GPU therapist. That's what YouTube needs. The GPU therapist. Anyways, guys, I don't want to go too long. We're already at 10 minutes, but I just thought this would be a funny and satirical video about addiction. Don't spend your lunch money on GPUs, right? You got to eat. Just basically that's the whole thing of it. And think of it as any other investment. You're not going to drop all your money on Tesla stock if you can't afford to pay your car payment anymore, which might be a Tesla. Okay. Anyways, guys, remember to like and subscribe this video
subscribe to the channel and like this video by clicking below. Comment below if you've experienced any symptoms of GPU compulsion or addiction. We'd like to hear what your thoughts are, and how you've managed to kind of, control the beast of GPU mining addiction. And until next time, guys, see you later.